circulating in the office that the reason why you're always absent is because someone at work is trying to harass you? Well, I just want to tell you that I support you. I'm on your side. Sexual harassment at work is a serious matter. And I can assure you that I, personally, would like nothing but for you to have a more rewarding experience at work. In fact, in my attempt to make you more comfortable in the workplace, you might recall that this morning, I passed by your cubicle under the pretense of needing office supplies so I could have the opportunity to give you a gender-neutral compliment that did not fall under the often ambiguous umbrella term sexual harassment. Unfortunately, at that moment, I could not pick a one. So I just stood there and made facial gestures and implied my approval of your presence. But before I proceed, I would like to ask you a hypothetical question. If I acknowledge the fact that I find your physical appearance to be enticing, would that be considered a potentially inappropriate compliment, or could it be somehow considered a harmless opinion? Not that I find or do not find your physical appearance enticing. I've merely brought up a hypothetical situation we could examine together as mutually respectful colleagues. Honestly, anyone can tell that you have healthy genes and excellent hygiene habits. It also seems that you are rather fertile because your hip-to-waist ratio seems particularly attractive. But if I were to compliment you, it wouldn't be on your appearance because such advances might be considered objectifying. And objectifying a coworker certainly falls under the ambiguous umbrella term sexual harassment. If I were to communicate such an appreciation for you, I might simply make a phone call to express my general concern regarding the situation you find yourself in. However, such a gesture should not be misconstrued as a courting gesture. Courting might imply that I, being male, am performing the role of the active gendered pursuer, which might force you, being female, to play the role of the passive gendered object of desire, thereby once again disrupting the gender-neutral politics of our work relations. You know, these issues of gender neutrality and personal boundaries within our working environment are serious matters that, apparently, our company is already taking steps to eradicate by enforcing office policies pertaining specifically to this issue. But still, many believe that their rights are being violated. Many employees still feel that this matter has not been properly resolved and should be further discussed. In fact, I have been briefed that you are one of the more stringent advocates for the improved implementation of these office policies. I would just like to assure you that, Julia, if you wish to discuss this matter with me, the door to my office is always open. To ensure the privacy of our discussion, I would even allow for the closing and locking of my office door. Now, as a supervisor, this matter is of great importance to me too. I'm sure our discussion will be truly productive, stressful, but productive. To ease the tension or stress, it's a very stressful discussion. If we become stressed after such a discussion, we can have a few drinks afterwards at a nearby bar. I can assure you as a supervisor that whatever transgressions might be committed, should their judgments be compromised by the consumption of alcohol beyond their tolerance, should we somehow end up intoxicated, unclothed, and horizontally parallel to each other, I promise it will not be printed on your permanent employee record. There is absolutely nothing to worry about. Not that I'm suggesting that such an event will occur. Nor am I implying that you are the type of person who would participate in deviant behaviors such as fornication, especially with your boss. Not that I condemn deviant behaviors. I neither condemn nor commend such practices, as long as the people involved are consenting adults. But if you were indeed the type of person who would participate in such an activity, and if you were to suggest that such an activity should occur between us, I would not protest. In fact, I might even encourage such an invitation by revealing the fact that many people have told me that I have the reproductive equipment of an African-American basketball player. My encouragement, of course, does not mean to imply that you would prefer the reproductive equipment of an African-American person, since that would be racist. I am simply pointing out the fact that my reproductive equipment is disproportionate with my body mass index. In fact, I have noticed too that my reproductive equipment has features that I'm sure was meant to enhance my partner's pleasure should intercourse happen between us. The skin on my shaft is rather wrinkly, and those wrinkles I know will add friction, regardless of how smooth and moist my partner's walls are. Also, when fully erect and aroused, it has throbbing veins that pulsate rapidly, similar probably to a vibrator. Now, Julia, the fact that my reproductive equipment is disproportionate with my body mass index is often received with a positive response, except by some people who have biases against physical deformities. I hope you are not one of those people because we have company policies against prejudice. I expect a favorable response and I'm confident that you will provide one. Unless, of course, you are a lesbian. Not that there's anything wrong with lesbianism. I'm sure your strident efforts for better office policies on sexual matters are motivated by your personal office experiences. I assure you, Julia, I will find this person harassing you and he will be penalized accordingly. You can come to my office anytime to discuss this matter, even after office hours. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Dustin Celestino, our first writer for the evening. You have arrived at Deus Sex Machina, originally erotic fiction read live for your pleasure. And here, during this Manila Fringe Festival, we present Deus Sex Machina 3, Fringe with Benefits. All of you, that's right, everyone who didn't laugh has an awkward relationship with a friend right now that you would rather not admit. It's okay. It's okay. But also, he doesn't really love you. Tonight, we will have 8 original stories that have never been presented before, except for that one, which we're doing again because it was a musical. And we are having many special readers for tonight, but in many cases, the ones who are reading these stories are the writers who created them themselves. So please, join me in welcoming our second writer for the evening, a Denise de Guzman, presenting Victorian Sex with her co-reader, Angel Consing. And Dante, our friendly ascot-wearing usher.
Oh my God, that's perfect. Who start? From afar, a Victorian love story. Good evening, gentlemen and gentlewomen. Tonight at this handsome cafe, we celebrate love between two people. Though separated by immense distance, these two lovers while their days in basking in the love they have for each other. Master Cedric Cockcroft was a soldier under the rightful and honorable service of the Queen Victoria and has been stationed in the far end of the French Sea, while the fair Miss Gracie Pettystroke lived in the lovely and quiet town of Cuckerman, waiting for her beloved to come home safely, praying that he comes home at all. Now, one of the truths of this era is that lovers may be deemed chaste and pure in their passions, but it is very rare that such passionate people, as in the case of Master Cedric and the lovely Gracie, would be able to keep their fires in check. Alas, the Master was called out on his mission long before he was able to fully enjoy the charms of the lovely lady, and as such has always been tormented with the love he had to keep in his mind. Nevertheless, these passions were what fueled these correspondence, because neither distance nor time could hinder the love between Master Cedric Cockcroft and Miss Gracie Pettystroke. Both have saved pennies for precious telegrams, once harbingers of bad news and loneliness, but both have decided that it should be utilized for the noble cause of keeping love alive. A telegram from MC Cockcroft to MG Pettystroke above the ripened peach pub, Cockerman.
I while away my nights, my dearest, dreaming of your sweet face among the clouds. Stop. You're Cedric.
A telegram from MG Pettystroke to MC Cockcroft, British station, the farther side of the French Sea.
My darling, my heart bleeds with the thought that you are so far away. Stop. Wish to see you soonest. Stop. Hearts, Gracie.
A telegram from MC Cockcroft to MG Pettystroke above the ripened peach pub.
Darling, the sea swells tonight like my love for you. Stop. The water crests and I am reminded of the sweet curves of your neck and waist. Stop. Love, sea.
From Pettystroke to Cockcroft, the farther side of the French Sea.
I long for those moments we had behind the barn at your father's house. A night like this is the perfect evening for your warmth. Stop. Yours, Gracie.
From MC Cockcroft to MG Pettystroke above the ripened peach.
I wish you were closer, my darling. Stop. What are you wearing? Quick.
The French Sea.
My favorite chemise.
From Cockcroft to Pettystroke, the ripened peach.
I wish to be able to gaze again at your well-formed bodies. See.
Pettystroke to Cockcroft, farther side of the French Sea.
Open parentheses.
Intoxicated with the delight of the sight of your lovely bosom. Stop. Wish to lick them.
Stroke to Cock, French Sea.
Wish to feel the heat of your tongue on the hard knobs of breasts. Stop. My hands wander south to the defined swell in your trousers. Stop. G.
Cock to stroke, ripened peach.
My snake needs you, my lady. Stop. See.
Stroke the cock, French C.
I bring it out of its sheath. Stop. My. What size it is?
Stop the stroke, right and peach.
All the better to fill your mouth with, my dear.
Stroke the cock, French place thingy.
I wish to taste the length of your member. Stop. It drops on my tongue. The saltiness of your manly stature and masculine charms. Stop.
Cock to stroke, the right and peach.
Earnest to feel my duck inside you. Stop.
Stroke the cock, French C.
What duck? Query.
Cock to stroke, right and peach.
Edit, duck is cock. Full stop. See.
Stroke the cock, tip of French C.
I see. Stop. Would be pleased to have your duck inside the rosy lip opening of my charms. Stop.
Cock to stroke, right and peach.
Uppercase M, 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 M. Lowercase M, 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 M. Stop.
Stroke the cock, the French C.
Don't stop.
Cock to stroke, right and peach.
I thrust my prick deep inside you. Stop. My manhood swells more as it lobs against tight linings of your love cave. Stop. Could not contain much more. Stop. You are so hot.
Stroke the cock, French C.
Yes. Stop.
Cock to stroke, right and peach.
Do you wish me to stop? Query. See.
Stroke the cock, French C.
No. Stop.
Cock to stroke above the right and peach.
Uppercase M, lowercase M, 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 M. Yes. Stop.
Stroke the cock, French thingy.
Thigh muscles quiver with joy. Stop. We'll be coming soon. Stop. Faster. Stop.
Cock to stroke, the right and peach.
Thrust deeper inside you. Stop. Going faster than a steam train.
Stroke the cock, French thingy.
Harder. Stop.
Cock to stroke, the right and peach.
Push deeper till I feel the end of your tunnel. Stop. My sperm passengers alight. Stop. See.
Stroke the cock, French thingy.
I come too. Stop. Uppercase O, lowercase O, 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 H, 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 H. Yes. Stop.
From the very satisfied MC Cock-Cock to Miss Gracie Pettystroke above the right and peach, Cock-and-Mouth.
I enjoy your body as much as your soul, my darling. Stop. Was it good for you as it was for me? Query. See.
From Pettystroke to Cock-and-Cock. Cock-Cock.
Hey,